Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. How you feeling today, deep divers? Peace, love, and harmony to all of you. I woke up like this, all magical and fly. Look, I made the whole video on Ocean Gate, the Titan sub. It actually went viral. A lot of people were interested in that story. Are they going to live? Are they going to die? Oxygen is running out. And it was a story which really captivated the hearts and minds of millions of people all around the world. Well, during that time, there was actually another story. And some people say an even bigger tragedy, because you see, 750 people were on board a ship which capsized into the Mediterranean Sea. And so far, only 104 people have been found alive. So that means over 600 people are dead. And a lot of people were furious, like, how come this story is not making headlines? So we're going to talk about all of this, okay? And also, deep divers, the Simpsons predicted it again. Oh yeah. So we're going to talk about the Simpsons predicted it again. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Greek boat tragedy versus the Ocean Gate coverage. Okay, so we got a whole lot to talk about. I want everybody to hit that like button if you support the real. Deep divers, hit that like button if you support the real. Because we're about to take a deep dive. Pardon? A deep dive. Are you ready? Apparently so. One love to all of you deep divers. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Let's breathe. That was healthy. Let's go, deep divers. Whoa! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Raising the frequency, raising the vibration. I'm FaceTiming you right now. Deep divers. If you are watching this video, may you remind yourself it's all going to work out for you. It's all going to align for you. If you're ready, just say thank you. Now, deep divers, let's talk about it. Let's dive into it straight away. Okay, so the Simpsons predicted it again. The Greek boat tragedy versus the Ocean Gate tragedy coverage. We've got a lot to talk about. Things they're not telling you. I'm also going to play you some videos which are going to make your eyebrows go like The Rock. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm going to show you how this whole situation with the Greek boat tragedy, which a lot of people haven't even heard of, and the Ocean Gate tragedy, which I'm sure you've heard of, how this whole story and these stories can actually help us become our greatest versions. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? Shout out to all of you wonderful deep divers. So the Simpsons predicted it again. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Greek boat tragedy versus the Ocean Gate coverage. Okay. So first and foremost, let's start with the most important, which is the Greek boat tragedy. Now, this actually happened like a week before the Ocean Gate story was kind of reported. And on June the 14th, the boat capsized with 750 people on board. It has actually been reported as one of the worst shipping disasters in Mediterranean history. Okay, so let me read you the story, deep divers, because this story was hardly spoken of. This is crazy. It was hardly getting any media coverage whatsoever, and over 600 people are dead. So let's read it together, deep divers. Disbelief and anger among Greek shipwreck victims, relatives, as millions spent on Titan rescue effort. Okay. So it's really looking at the disparity between rescue responses has sparked debate in Pakistan about double standards. So Anis Majid, who lost 5 relatives in the boat that sank off Greece on the 14th of June, watched in disbelief and growing anger as a frantic multi-million-dollar rescue effort played out for 5 other men lost at sea last week. Like thousands of others across Pakistan, Majid, a law student from Pakistan-administered Kashmir, grieved at funeral prayers without a body to bury. At least 350 Pakistani citizens were on the overcrowded craft, the Interior Minister Rana Sanullah confirmed on Friday. There is little hope Majid's cousins will ever be found or brought home. The family are tormented by rising evidence that European authorities knew the boat was in trouble but did not intervene. There's another story. Let's go to the New Yorker. Okay. The migrants were mostly Pakistanis, Syrians, Palestinians, and Egyptians. They left the port of Tobruk, Libya, on what their families thought was a VIP boat headed for Italy, and what they hoped would be a better life in Europe. 5 days later, the Adriana, which was actually a fishing trawler and dangerously overcrowded, became stranded in deep waters to the southwest of Greece's Peloponnese Peninsula. On June 14th, in the middle of the night, it capsized, then sank, while a Greek Coast Guard vessel was stationed just a short distance away. As many as 750 men, women, and children are believed to have been on board. Only 104 have been found alive. It is one of the worst shipwrecks in the Mediterranean's history. That is crazy. That is crazy, right? So let's send some good energy to everyone who really knows someone who was on board that shipwreck in Greece. Like, they weren't talking about it. And it really made me realize that, you see, there is a double standards when it comes to human life. Like, some people's lives are more important depending on their socioeconomic status and how much money they have and who they are and all of these things. And it just shows you how the media only choose what they want you to see. The media don't report fairly, right? So we've got to remind ourselves that all life is precious. Doesn't matter if you're a billionaire or you're a so-called migrant. In actuality, everybody bleeds red. Everybody is the same. And when we talk of becoming our greatest versions, we have to remind ourselves that no life is more valuable than anybody else's. No life is more valuable than anybody else's. And while it was a shame 5 people lost their lives on the Titan sub, it was just a shame equally that over 600 people are dead and 750 people were on board this boat which capsized. It's terrible that the media did not even hardly show it, right? Now, let's talk about the Simpsons. Did it again. Oh, deep divers, the Simpsons are always making the headlines. Like, how come the Simpsons know what's going to happen before it actually happens? Like, they knew Trump was going to get in office before he actually got in office, right? The Simpsons, like, predict everything. And a lot of people, like, on social media, TikTok, they're like, oh my gosh, the TikTok, the Simpsons predicted the kind of Ocean Gate Titan sub running out of oxygen and all of that, right? So I'm going to play you the video of it and let me know what you think, deep divers.
The Simpsons predicted it again.
Today I'm filled with joy, searching for treasure with my long-lost son. My dream for each of you is that you find the happiness I feel today.
And my dream is to someday wear a real wetsuit instead of one that is just painted on.
Missed a spot. There we go.
These waters contain some of Mother Nature's most stunning creatures.
Haha, that's what you get for being luminous, jerks.
Homer, look! The treasure of Piso Mojado!
Hey guys, we found the treasure. When I get to shore, I'm bringing it right to the bar.
I'll see you soon, Homer. We got somebody else coming in.
This is WA3QIZ. Do you read me?
Seymour, isn't it about time you made a real friend?
Mother, please. I'm communicating with my fellow hams.
How do I talk? Push this button here. You're all losers!
Oh, which way did Mason go? That must be him over there.
So that's kind of eerie, even though the Titan sub actually imploded. But there is something called predictive programming. It's not just The Simpsons. It's not just The Simpsons, right? There are many television shows, dramas that actually predict everything that's happening right now or that's gonna happen, right? And it's like, how do they know it? Something I found that was strange, because I'm like, okay, that could just be a coincidence, right? Simpsons kind of had that episode in there. But what I found was very eerie, because the Simpsons actually, one of the writers had actually gone on Ocean Gate. Now that was very strange, right? But also, deep divers, this whole situation, the Simpsons predicted it again. The Greek boat tragedy versus Ocean Gate coverage, things they're not telling you. Let me also play you another thing a lot of people don't know about the Titanic and all of these things. Listen to this.
Oh, 5 people just randomly died in the submarine crash. We all know that's a cover-up, man. First of all, it's a new documentary finna come out. Explorers been down there since last summer. Them niggas took 700,000 new pictures of the Titanic. They been finding serial numbers. That's a serial number up there. They say they ain't seeing no evidence of no iceberg. That shit starting to look like a crime scene. And if y'all don't know, it was a big conspiracy going on with that Titanic shit. First off, the building of the ship was funded by JP Morgan. And they say all type of rich people been on this ship. You had the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, and JP Morgan, and the 3 richest men on earth was supposed to be on the ship. They say at the last second, the Rothschilds and Rockefeller got off the ship, leaving the 3 richest men on earth on the ship to die, leaving JP Morgan untouchable when it comes to the US banks and shit. So basically that was JP Morgan ops. And since they ain't had no competition, JP Morgan went ahead and made the Federal Reserve and turned America into a corporation. So this clearly was an attack to stop that truth from coming out. Because if they was just randomly doing that for a tour, why would there be a Titanic expert on it? A British explorer? They've been all billionaires. That's because they working on that story. And JP Morgan already got some shit they worrying about, paying all the Epstein victims. And calling conspiracy theory all you want. You know the Simpsons don't lie.
Right? So, like I say, these are just TikTok videos. It's always interesting to see, what other young people feel about this whole situation. That's why I play you these clips, deep divers. And there's another video, which was talking about how a lot of what you were seeing with the OceanGate story, which was bad. You know, it's tragic that these people lost their lives. We know that, but there were also other things happening. So take a listen to this video, deep divers. Let me know what you think.
The Titan. All week I've been fascinated with this story. Billionaire trapped in the bottom of the sea in search of the Titanic. It'll take 6 hours to get there and only 8 hours of oxygen. Suspense. Will they live? Will they die? Duped by the fucking media again. Monday, the Titan is missing. Tuesday, there's a banging sound. Wednesday, they're running out of air. Thursday, oh no, we found the wreckage. But the entire time, they knew it was BS. US Navy knew the sub already blew up on Sunday. But they distracted us, again, to hide the news cycle. What happened this week? Let's do a quick recap from what you missed. JP Morgan and Jeffrey Epstein emails were released. And now they have just mistakenly deleted 47 million emails. Joe Biden is undergoing an impeachment vote in the House, or at least trying. The Pentagon fat-fingered $6 billion to Ukraine. Hunter Biden gets a slap on the wrist while FBI whistleblowers are going missing. And John Durham had his congressional hearing this week regarding the Russia hoax. But I was so busy wondering about the billionaire who decided to go boating in a submersible soda can, missed it all.
Right, so those are a lot of things they don't want you to know about. Those Epstein emails that went, just disappeared. 47, what did he say? 47 million? A lot of emails. So, like I said, deep divers, we just dived into The Simpsons Predicted It Again, the Greek boat tragedy versus OceanGate coverage, things they don't want you to know. Fascinating, isn't it? When you take a deep dive, you realize that actually so many of us were being manipulated by the media every single second. They show you what they want. They show you what they want you to see. And while it is terrible that 5 people lost their lives on board the OceanGate, what about the people, the 750 people who were on board a ship that capsized and over 600 people are dead? No one's talking about that. Why not? We must remind ourselves when we talk of becoming our greatest version that all life is precious and we must value all life. That's the lesson to be learned from this whole situation. I want everybody to hit that like button if you support The Real. Do it right now, deep divers. Hit that like button if you support The Real, because this video needs to get into the algorithm. Just want to tell you this. On board that OceanGate, there was Suleiman, who was a young guy, I think only 19, and that was a tragedy. I think that's the reason why this story as well kind of pulled the heartstrings of so many. He was actually very good at like the Rubik's Cube, and he was actually going down there as well to break a record. A lot of people don't know this, because look at this.
He can fix the cube in 9 seconds, yeah?
Yeah, but that's my best. So
that's your best. Let's see.
15.
So should we give you 20?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if you can fix this in 20 seconds. Starting now. Whoa! Great job!
Sorry, there was a lot of mistakes in that.
Thank you so much, that was great.
So once again, you can see how talented he was, right? And that's the reason why, like, it's such a sad story. So once again, deep divers, we've spoke about predictive programming from The Simpsons and other television shows. They show you what they're going to do. We've also seen the Greek boat tragedy and how it was given hardly any coverage compared to the OceanGate, right? So we've really taken a deep dive, and that's why I'm just saying, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello there? Beautiful deep divers. Go and check out the #1 best-selling book, Feel Alive by Ralph Smart on Amazon. and at ralphsmart.com/the book, The Bible of Becoming Your Greatest Version. Also, the Book of 1111 Infinite Quotes by Ralph Smart at ralphsmart.com/the book. And go and get the Good Ass Prana shirts at ralphsmart.com/clothes and spreadshirt.com if you're in America. Here to remind you, deep divers, that there is so much happening a lot of people don't know about because they're only going to show you in the Matrix what they want you to see. So always remind yourself to go deep down the rabbit hole and remind yourself the truth will set you free, but it will piss you off first. Free your mind, deep divers, and your ass will follow. Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy, peace. You! Once again, deep divers, make sure you hit that like button if you support the real. Hit that like button if you support the real, deep divers. And if there is something you want me to talk about, add me on Instagram at officialralphsmart, also on Twitter at Infinite Waters. We can dive deep. Deep divers, spread some love in the comment section. Spread some positivity in the comment section. I love all of you. It's one love. It's one love, deep divers. One love. Peace.